Besties, who needs WWE SmackDown when we have Love Island games serving us with sloppy kisses, body slams, and a whole lot of mess? Episode 2 gave us tons of tears, half eaten oatmeal with a side of shade, and duels that felt like the American gladiators. And Josh's ass out here competing like it's the damn Olympics. I've never rooted against Team USA so hard in my life. So buckle up, babes, because this episode had me screaming at my screen. And you're not ready for it. Hi there, my loves. I'm Lala, a relationship and intimacy coach with a serious addiction to reality TV drama. And as much as I love relationships and romance, let's be real, it can be toxic, dramatic, and just downright chaotic. That's why I'm here every episode of Love Island Games to spill my takes, call out the red flags, and break down the messy love we can't stop watching. Today, we're picking up where episode 1 left off, so we'll be chatting about the havoc that ensued when Solène and Charlie arrived with the heartbreaker necklaces, these chaotic couplings, and the diabolical duel. So, grab your wine, sis, hit that subscribe button, and let's kiki about all the mess. And speaking of a hot mess, Lucinda. Bless her heart. That poor baby is really having a really shitty 24 hours of her life. Homegirl came dead. I mean, dead last in the first challenge. She got her man merch stolen by Solène's savagery, and now she's single, vulnerable, and unfortunately spiraling. She's spiraling a lot. So, now that Josh and her are both single and wearing the heartbreaker necklaces, we see them go off to the all the fills area of the villa to have a conversation about their shit luck that night. Of course, understandably, Lucinda is down in the dumps. So we see the sweetest side of Josh, the OG Captain Save-A-Blonde, giving her a little pep talk, telling her that they have 48 hours to get rid of these heartbreak necklaces so she can only go up from here. And plot twist, guys, this little moment she had with Josh was giving some chemistry. I could have sworn that if I blinked slowly enough, I saw a little spark fly between them. Also, I love an underdog story like many people, so this feels like production is setting her up for one. Meanwhile, Charlie is over here laying the groundwork for his couple with Andrea at the dock. I like that Charlie came straight out of the gate and told her that he's more here for the competition and to get his hands on the moolah, baby. However, he does tell her that if he meets someone and makes a connection, then that would be great. And surprisingly, they've got great chemistry, in my opinion. We discover that Charlie is Greek and that Andrea is Colombiana, and they bond over cultural similarities such as big family dinners every Sunday. Also, in this moment, Andrea is starting to grow on me, which I didn't expect to happen. And we begin to see somewhat of a redemption arc for her, considering her behavior during and after her exit from Love Island USA Season 6, because yikes. I like how she talks about, unlike her last experience on Love Island, since it's literally still day one for them in the villa, she's open to and will be exploring both Josh and Charlie equally, instead of being Delulu and putting all her eggs in one man's basket. I'm glad to hear that because that shit didn't work for her ass last time with a walking red flag like Rob. I think this is a good strategy and I love to hear it. So she'll be less annoying and won't stress out the audience like she did the last time she was on the show. Honestly, I wish women would do that in their real life relationships as well. Stop putting all your eggs in one basket until you know it's a basket that offers stability and can support the weight of all your eggs. Then we get Celine and Mert having a chat off to the side. And Celine, babes, I don't even know where to start if I'm being honest. I'm not even going to lie. She had me baffled, bemused, and bewildered, making me laugh my ass off because why do we find out Homegirl chose Mert to basically antagonize him because he refused to look at her and straight up ignored her ass when she was deciding which man to snatch from their couple? Solenn doesn't even like this man. She has zero interest in him, and she knows he doesn't want her either. That's the crazy part. So I'm not sure if trolling is a strategy on Love Island France, but it doesn't make sense here, especially at Love Island games. I'm like, in all of my years in different countries of Love Island I have watched, other than Ace's dumbass choosing Amaya, I've rarely seen this happen. Like, why the fuck would you choose someone you have no interest in? This is a whole new level of unprovoked pettiness I don't even think I was ready for, sis. So Lynn, make it make sense, girl. Then she goes on to admit to Mert that she was actually interested and wanted to pick Isaiah. And honestly, I see that definitely working in her favor more, especially since Daddy Zay is without a doubt uninterested in Nicola. So, so Lynn plays too fucking much. I am so gagged because this was such a weird and stupid choice. Miss Ma'am, make it make sense, child. And do y'all think Solen's move with Mert was savage or just plain stupid? Sound off below. I need opinions because I am really and truly baffled about this decision. Like, it blew my mind. It was just damn crazy. Okay, so enough about the aftermath of how the bombshells come in and shook some shit up and caused absolute mayhem. We have Chris and KK vibing up in Soul Ties, and this scene gave me so much second hand embarrassment for KK. Homegirl was pissing me off and giving me the cringe because it felt like Miss Soul Ties is crazy. Was begging Tyler Perry's look-alike for a kiss. I was hiding behind my wine glass like, girl, no. You're too beautiful. Your body and face card are tea. Stop it. Like, just stop it. In the words of my mom, have you any shame, baby girl? And Chris, he wasn't feeling it. He's one of those grown men in the relationship, if my recollection from season 7 is accurate, who likes princess treatment and the thrill of being chased. Teaches their own, whatever. Which, if I'm honest, I don't think for whatever reason, he's just not feeling KK. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if something happened behind the scenes. He's not feeling KK. He plays it off by saying that they already kissed during the challenge, and he tried to act like in the dynamics of the Love Island villa that there's no difference between a challenge and a villa kiss. And side note, as a super fan of Love Island, I don't think a challenge kiss is really that different from any other kiss, unpopular opinion, in the villa, because these challenges are made to steer drama, and typically how hard these islanders go in them shows where their interest lies. But, and I can't believe he's about to have me defending Houdini, aka Hurricane Huda, of all people on the internet. Let's not forget, Mr. Tyler Perry lookalike dragged Huda on his season for the same thing, for not wanting to give kisses outside of the challenges. So it's giving hypocritical. And sir, I'm going to need you to pick a lane. Next, we get a conversation between Tyrique and Andreina in the speakeasy, I believe. During this conversation, Andreina seems skeptical of Tyrique, and she should be. Homeboy is married to the game and he keeps his ass in the streets, baby. She tells him she's concerned that if she can't compete, she's fearful that he might switch up on her. And this demon of a man looks at her, dead in the eye, with this cute sly smirk, and confirms he would do so without question. Is he cold blooded for that response? Yes. Which, to me, was savage as fuck. But at least he's honest. While I do think they make a very sexy couple, baby girl better keep her guard up. Then we get a conversation between Mert and Lucinda as the nights start to wind down for the Islanders. And Mert, that sweet man, is expressing that he's all in for Lucinda. Still, Lucinda seems uncertain, even though she feels like there's sexual tension brewing between them. But this is why, in my opinion, Lucinda stays single. This is one of her dating issues. From how she presents herself on these dating shows, she's very fickle with these men at the beginning. I'll give her a break this episode because she had a rough ass day. After this, we're shown the Islanders getting ready for bed. This scene irked me to my damn soul. Surprised me, and it broke my heart all at once. Chris and Nicola are in the bathroom, and he looks at her and says, "You know, you were my second choice." You know, you were my second choice. I was like, the fuck? Is that him flirting? If so, that shit ain't it, and that shit ain't sweet. I'm like, he's a corny loser for telling someone they're an option for him. But here's the sad part that really broke my heart. Nicola lit up, all excited to hear that she was Chris's second choice. My heart absolutely broke for her. Nicola, baby girl, and any other woman out there, never get excited about someone telling you that you're their second choice. You as a person should never find that exciting. Being told that you're someone's second choice because it reflects that they didn't value enough from the start. And accepting that sets the stage for an unequal, insecure love. So, Nicola's feeling excited signals that she's seeking male validation rather than standing firm on her own worth. And everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves to be someone's first choice and only option. Don't ever settle for a second damn best to anyone. Absolutely not. So, which man's energy are y'all tolerating less? Chris with the corny, "You're my second choice" line, or Tyreek basically saying he's loyal to the game over the girl? Sound off, babes, because I'm curious who y'all all think is the bigger red flag. Because I know who I'm leaning towards, and his ass needs to get on up out of here. All I can say is that I don't know how these Islanders do it, because that was the most chaotic 24 hours I've ever watched. So I have no clue how they managed to live through it. Talk about psychological warfare. The next morning, Mr. Mert wakes up and unknowingly chooses violence, and it's comedy gold. So, if you've ever watched Love Island USA, you know that breakfast in the villa can make or break a relationship with someone. It's like social currency among women for men. And so, Mert brings Lucinda's breakfast and coffee, and nothing for Solène, which she knows Mert isn't feeling her. And so, I believe his mindset was probably like, I got stolen and I didn't choose to couple with you, so why would I make you breakfast? That's honestly what I think he thought. That's just me inferring. He didn't say that. That's just my opinion. So he sees Solène and she's big mad, like big mad about the situation. And he has his oatmeal that he let Lucinda taste. And he says, "Oh, I don't want you to go hungry. So do you want this?" And she loses her shit. And she's like, "Hell no. I'm not a Doberman. I'm not a dog. This whole dynamic makes me holler. Later in the day, Mert knows tensions were high this morning with Solène, so he goes to pull her for a chat, and Homegirl says, "Why do you want to go for a chat? Does it come with breakfast?" I hollered, "Does it come with breakfast?" My stomach hurts because I am so hungry. This is what she says to this man. I was like on the floor cackling. Then Mert, being the gentleman he is, begins backpedaling like no ill intentions. I was just focused on Lucinda. He does apologize and reminds her he's a sensitive man, but this connection, woo, it's giving mismatched energy all day. They communicate well enough, but they don't need to be together, babes. Like, absolutely not. They're two people that shouldn't have said hello, let alone met. Like, it's wild to watch. It's so wild to watch. Now, sis, let's move on to Miss Andreina. Because Homegirl is trying to lock Tyreek down on day 2. Yes, you heard me right. Day 2. And she's already talking about closing things off. And Tyreek, being the menace that he is, was like, "It's day 2, babe. I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna talk to other women." And honestly, he's not wrong. Like, it's not crazy for him to say that. Andreina basically says she doesn't need to explore to know what she wants. And while that might sound romantic, it's giving the movie Gone Girl energy, plotting the wedding slideshow before the first real date. It's crazy. It's crazy. And this moment actually brought clarity to me about her original season. Remember, if you watched Love Island USA season 7, when Taylor and Ace pulled that hater ass move and voted Jeremiah out. They were salty because Andreina and Huda locked in quickly and weren't giving Jeremiah a fair shake with the other women, or they felt like Jeremiah was the cause of this. It wasn't Jeremiah's fault. It was because Andreina and Huda have this pattern of putting all their eggs in one man's basket way too soon. And Andreina, I get it, girl. Many women do this, but it's not the best look or the best idea in the dynamics of the villa, especially this early on in the season. Later, Tyreek does what Tyreek does. He pulls KK for a chat. Don't forget, he saved and kissed her in that first challenge. So clearly, she's on his radar too. And let me tell you, Kendall the pot stirrer wasted no time running his mouth to Chris about it. But Chris, he didn't even blink. Because I don't think he's that into KK. My theory, he's holding out for someone he finds more exotic looking or foreign, maybe Nicola. I don't know. His second choice. Meanwhile, Tyreek is laying it on thick with KK, baby. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Compliments flying, flirty banter, even asking her to share the daybed. And KK, she's eating it up, babes. She even says Chris is boring, which, let's be real, the way he's moving with her, so far, he is. I can see why she would think he was boring. Their chemistry actually surprised me. I could definitely see them vibing for a summer fling. But let's not get it twisted. KK is looking for her husband while Tyreek is married to the game. She might need to tread carefully because this man looks like he breaks hearts for sport, which KK basically clocks him about being a heartbreaker, and I loved it for her. I love that she clocked him about that shit. And speaking of heartbreakers, let's get into Miss Lucinda because baby girl was having another rough go of it. She's in the villa crying to the girls about being overwhelmed, and right on cue, the messy ass producers hit her with a text reminding her she's single, vulnerable, and heartbroken. Like, the timing was savage. Ding ding ding. Sis, you and Josh are officially up for the first duel. Time is ticking, babe. I was just like, y'all are savage for that. Y'all saw that girl crying, having an emotional turmoil, and y'all sent her a text saying, get your head in the game, which she didn't need to hear, get your head in the game. Now, this sets off all kinds of dynamics. First, Josh clearly has a weird bone to pick with Tyreek. And Chris, he doesn't seem to like Tyreek either. I don't know if we missed some behind the scenes beef. It's giving rival edit vibes because instead of befriending him, Chris looks ready to square up with Tyreek. Suddenly, Josh and Chris are looking like the first official alliance of the season to me. Meanwhile, Lucinda's over here questioning her life choices like she's been cast in an episode of Black Mirror. She literally says, wow, this is really about the games, huh? And I'm like, girl, did you not read the damn title of the show? Love Island Games. What did you think a duel was? A TikTok dance party? Girl, bye. I'm moving on. I'm not about to play with her. But credit where it's due. Lucinda had a surprisingly brilliant idea. She considered dueling Andreina, which at first had me like, baby girl, she's bigger than you. Because Andreina is a baddie, but she is a stallion. And I was like, don't do it. But she goes on to explain it. And I was like, her logic was low-key sharp. Still, Josh and Lucinda talk strategy on the balcony and agree that Charlie might be a safer pick for him than someone like Tyreek. Because he's in this one-sided beef. I promise you, it's something weird. He's in this one-sided beef with Tyreek. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what happened. It's weird. And here's the wild thing. The more I see Josh and Lucinda together, the more chemistry I feel. I'm shipping them. Yes, I said it. They've got that underdog spark I love. On the flip side, Mert's out here telling anyone who will listen that's the link isn't his type. And I mean, he's telling it loud and proud. No shame. And openly hoping Lucinda duels her so she can slide back into a couple with him. But Lucinda's right. Solange will wipe the floor with her ass. So at this point, I was hoping she didn't choose Solange because I didn't want my girl to be 0 for 3 before the season fully kicked off. Poor baby. I don't think she would have taken it. I would have think if she would have lost to Solange, she would have self-evicted. Like, I don't even think she would have gave it another 24 hours. Okay, besties, I need your take. If you were in Lucinda's shoes, who would you have picked to duel? Be real with me. Are you going bold and pursuing someone strong like Andreina? Or playing it safe as Josh thought of doing with Charlie? Drop your picks in the comments. I want to see how strategic you all really are. And that brings us straight into the first duel of the season. And whoo, this one gave me whiplash. Lucinda, of all people, finally gained my respect here. I didn't care much for her in Australia or the UK, but on Love Island Games, sis showed up smart, calculating, and with her head for the first time fully in the game. It's like a switch turned on, something like clicked, and she was locked in. Lucinda surprisingly chooses Andreina, which has everyone shook. I'll admit I was too, because Andreina is the biggest baddie in the house. She's an MFing stallion once again. Meanwhile, Solange, my messy ass queen, was in the bleachers salty as hell that Lucinda didn't pick her. She was literally like, why didn't she pick me? I was ready. I'm telling you right now, Solange and Tyreek might just carry this whole season on their backs because they are TV gold. Anyway, Ariana asks Lucinda why she picked Andreina, and Lucinda's reasoning was actually sharp. She barely lost her in the first challenge, so she figured she had a shot. I think that's fair. Even Tyreek, messy as always, said he wasn't a gambling man, but still put his money on Andreina, which had Lucinda side-eyeing him hard since they're both from the UK and friends. Meanwhile, Josh was over here professing his weird little crush on Andrea like she's his day one wifey, and honestly, it's giving toxic, not romantic. Add in the fact that he clearly needs to stop hanging with Chris because the golden retriever energy he had during his season of Love Island has disappeared and he was acting like a douche canoe. He has a slick mouth talking cash shit to Tyreek and Charlie, talking about you're here to fuck off, but I'm not here to fuck off when it comes to my girl. And Josh, with his overly emotional outbursts, gave me the ick and had me rooting harder against the USA than I ever had in my life. Sir, this is Love Island Games, not the actual Olympics. I'm gonna need you to calm your steroid rage because it was crazy. Now, onto the duel itself. It's a best of three, where islanders are strapped to each other with bungee cords and have to fight to get their colored balls into the containers. And let me tell you, Lucinda mopped the floor with Andreina. 5-0 in the first round. My jaw was on the floor. I was shook. There's no way in hell that should have happened. Even Tyreek, when Ariana asked for encouragement for Andreina, he basically said, stay on your feet as long as possible. 5-0 is crazy. Savage, but not wrong. That shit was crazy. Andreina, bless her heart, and I don't think this about her. I think she's a beautiful girl, and I think she is incredibly brilliant. I think she's like 25 or 3 degrees. This girl, she's more than a pretty face. But to the public, that cemented what they have been saying about her, that she was nothing more than that. And she's not beating those allegations. She's doing a piss poor job at that. That there's more to her than her looks and her body. And I hate that for her. Like, I was honestly upset. I absolutely hate that for her. Lucinda, to her credit, was humble about the win and didn't want to rub salt in the wound by putting that tacky heartbreaker necklace on Andreina that they got from a Five Below around the corner, I promise you. But strategy-wise, chef's kiss. She was focused on staying in the game, not feelings, and I respect that. And it was hilarious because Ariana was like, go sit with Tyreek. You're now in a couple. And she was like, oh, I forgot about that. But also, I think her ending up coupled with Tyreek now, pure brother-sister vibes with nothing romantic, but they have a good friendship and they're from the same country. So I think that'll help her. I think that will help her. Then came Josh versus Charlie and Babes. I've never cheered so hard for Charlie in my life. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would ever be cheering for Charlie for anything. They went head to head, neck and neck, and Josh only pulled through because of sheer muscle mass. Ariana even broke her character as the host and was rooting for Charlie, which told me everything I needed to know about how she feels about Josh. I don't think she likes the man. I'm gonna just be honest. So now, Josh is back with Andrea like he wanted, while Charlie and Andreina are left single, vulnerable, and heartbroken, and honestly, the villa just got 10 times messier. Let's keep it 100 in the comments. Who shocked you more? Lucinda proving that she's scrappy as fuck in a battle, or Josh going full Hulk smash mode on Charlie? Sound off in the comments, guys. I want to hear it. And babes, just when you thought the night was over, production hit us with a preview for episode 3. And let me tell you, I was not impressed. First of all, why are we getting 2 more USA bombshells? This villa already feels like Love Island USA All-Stars. Give the other countries a chance. Damn. And of course, one of them is none other than Johnny. Yep, that Johnny. Certified villain, king of fuckboy antics, and naturally, he's got his eyes on Andreina. I can't even be too mad because it probably keeps her safe. But if not her, then best believe he'll be stirring it up with Solange or Andrea. As for the girl bombshell, it's Justine. And listen, I think Justine is stunning. But at this point, sis is a full-blown career dating reality TV star. She's basically the Tiffany New York Pollard of Love Island, never leaving our screens. I'm not even hating though. Get your bag, beautiful. But I'm curious, who she'll aim for? Maybe Tyreek, Chris, Josh, or even Charlie. Either way, the villa is in for quite a surprise. Not Justine collecting Love Island checks like Infinity Stones. Who do you think she's eyeing this time? Then there's Johnny strolling in like the villain he is. Do you think he and Tyreek will clash or link up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This was such an enjoyable episode, and honestly, this season is shaping up to be really, really good. And if you're not watching it, you're sleeping on it. My favorite girls this round were KK, Lucinda, and Solène. KK continues to be pure entertainment. Love her to death, whether she's giving the best one-liners or being questionably cringy, she makes good TV. Solène with Mert is like a Monique stand-up comedy routine. They should go down as the worst dating reality TV show couple. It is bad. And Lucinda gave us that underdog comeback moment that I live for. On the guy side, I've got to say Mert, Charlie, and Tyreek carried the episode for me. Tyreek and Mert had me laughing nonstop. And Charlie, he's growing on me. His personality is starting to shine, and I find myself rooting for him way more than I expected to. And with that, babes, that's it for episode 2. But trust me, the season is only heating up. So let's close this out with a little reminder before we head into the next round of crazy. If you were thoroughly entertained like me, be sure to hit that subscribe button and come sip and kiki with me after every episode because I'll have the messy takes and a few love lessons sprinkled in. If you had fun today, show your girl some love with a thumbs up. And don't forget to follow me everywhere at Lala Loves Mess for more daily tea. And if you're craving deeper love, sex, and relationship tidbits and want to join my girl gang of women who keep it fun, sexy, and judgment free, head to my website and sign up for my email list. That's where I spill the tea I can't always share on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with me, babes. I'll see you next time for all the mess. Until then, keep it classy and let the Islanders be the ones to get freak nasty. Smooches.